Random Thoughts with Tyler. And today we are going to be discussing bagels. Where do they come from? Are they bread? Same thing. Like, their bagels are good. Don't get me wrong. I like bagels. But what are they made of? I know they're not natural. I know they just don't plop out of the ground. Are they made of bread? What are they made out of? I know I might sound like an idiot right now, because I'm sure a lot of you probably don't know what they're made out of, but I don't, and that's the issue. Somebody, please tell me, what is it made out of? So, another thing I wanted to discuss, dreams. They're so random. You never know when they're gonna happen. I'm just gonna rant about dreams for the next 10 minutes. I'll enjoy. That was sarcastic. I know you're not all gonna join this. You probably clicked off by now if you already did click on. But because I am discussing bagels and dreams and probably more, I'm gonna make this up as I go on. So, dreams. They're so random. You never know when they're gonna happen. They could happen anytime, any moment. You never know. They're just so random. And sometimes you have good dreams. Sometimes you have bad dreams. It's like a 50-50 chance. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. So back to bagels. Bagels, they're good. They're good. My favorite is everything bagel, personally. I don't know what your guys' favorite is. You could let me know in the comments or in our live stream chat right here. And I need to think of more things to say. I should really plan this. I should really think this through before I do a Random Thoughts with Tyler, another Random Thoughts with Tyler episode. Even though this is episode 2. Sprite cranberry. Sprite cranberry, am I right? I mean, with one Sprite cranberry, it's the season is here. It's the most thirstiest time of the year. Alright, bye Sprite cranberries. I didn't mean to drop my microphone. So, Sprite cranberries. I'm not going to be ranting about those, because I like Sprite cranberries. They're okay. Right, Sprite cranberries? Yeah, me and the Sprite cranberries are friends. We're good. We're homies. Isn't that right, Sprite cranberries? Yep, we're homies. So, park ranger. Well, you might be wondering, why am I wearing this park ranger outfit? Because I am a park ranger now. This is like a podcast, but by myself, so it's kind of like a self-cast. I'm lonely. But if you clicked on, you probably clicked off by now. So therefore, you won't be able to hear me say this. I don't know what that was about. I should really start thinking these through. And I had to live stream it too. It's not like it stopped recording. I mean, I could stop recording, but it's already on the internet. So, basketball. Am I right? I mean, R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, but basketball. I don't understand it. I mean, I know how to play it. It's just I don't understand it. Same thing with football. I like both sports. Like, I like basketball and football, but I just don't understand them. I know, like, football is, like, the most popular sport in America. And I think basketball is number 2, and then baseball, something like that. But anyway, I don't really understand basketball or football. I understand baseball, because I'm actually pretty decent at it. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, by the way. He tragically passed away in a awful helicopter crash, along with 9 other people, so rest in peace. Because I feel like those 9 other people aren't getting recognized enough, because they died too, and all lives matter. But anyway, I am getting very much off topic. So, bagels. Like, you pop them in the toaster and you eat. You enjoy. That's all. That's all you need to do. But what are they made out of? I know I may sound stupid saying this, but what? Just what are they made out of? What are they made out of, Karen? Please, do you mind explaining to me what are these bagels made out of, Karen? My wife Karen always makes me bagels, which I don't really have a wife, so that I don't know what I just said. I don't really have a wife, but if I did, I hope her name isn't Karen, because I don't want to be waiting in line with her while she's screaming for the manager. So, I might as well tell you guys some stories. This has turned into a story time, a live story time. So, let me think of some stories I have. Let me think of some stories. Why can't I think? So, brain work. What was one good story I had? Oh, I just remembered this. So when I was in second grade, this kid named Bobby, right? Like, I'm not even going to cover up his name. This kid named Bobby. He was really weird. And he'd always bring the weirdest stuff to school. And one day I was playing outside with my friend, right? And this kid Bobby comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, Tyler, want to see something cool?" And I'm like, "Okay." And you know what this kid pulls out? He reaches into his foot, or his sock, and pulls out. You want to know what he pulls out? You really do? You really want to know what he pulls out? A pocket knife. So I'm standing there like, oh my god, this kid is threatening my life with a pocket knife outside on the school playground, and none of the teachers are watching. So he pulls out the blade, and me and my friend both look at each other like we know what we're gonna do. So obviously we do. We just book it. We're gone. We're non-existent. We're not on the school grounds anymore. Well, we are, but, we're not in this area. And he keeps chasing us around with this pocket knife. And we're, like, running to the teachers. "Oh, my God, Bobby's trying to kill us!" And they're like, "Wait, what? And they see him charging at us with his pocket knife. And they're like, "Principal's office, now!" And they just make him go to the principal's office. Me and my friend were called in as a witness. Well, more like victim, if you ask me. I don't know why they called us in as a witness. But they were like, "We got your witnesses, right?" And we were more the victim. I don't think there was any witnesses. I mean, the teachers kind of saw a bit of it, of Bobby just chasing us around. And that's when they confronted him. Yeah. And that was the time I almost got killed at school by a pocket knife. And by a second grader. I mean, I was also a second grader, so... Yeah. Huh? Yeah. I know. So. Clothes. No, I'm not gonna rant about clothes. We need clothes. Dreams. Back to dreams. Let's go back to dreams. They're so random. Sometimes, it's just like you have the weirdest dream. Like, you could be in a video game. You could be a tiny person living in your own world. Like your brain just and it just comes up with a randomest thing. Also, have you guys ever realized how come we are the brain, but we could talk to the brain? No one's ever realized that? No? No. So, anyway, music. I'm usually not a big fan of music, but I know a lot of people are. And if I don't like loud things. I'm very sensitive to that. My ears, every time I hear heavy metal, or my stepdad doesn't usually listen to heavy metal, but when he does, my ears feel like they're gonna explode. Because I just... You see this? I hate that boombox thingy. So, I'm thinking of upgrading my dorm room. There's Jimmy the smiley face over there. Say hi to Jimmy the smiley face. Also, back to basketball and football and me not understanding it. So what is a first down? I usually don't watch football, but someone please tell me what is a first down. I know I sound like an idiot. I know I'm very stupid. So please tell me what is a first down. Because I don't watch football. In the meantime, I'll eat my microphone. Magic. You guys want some? No? Okay, you don't want any microphone. More for me. Some ASMR microphone eating. This is kind of turned into Random Thoughts with Tyler episode 2 to ASMR microphone eating. But anyway, music. I like most music, except for heavy metal. I don't have a favorite song. I don't have a least favorite song. It's just I have a least favorite genre. And that genre is heavy metal. I cannot stand it. My ears feel like they're gonna bleed. It's not because it's bad, it's just because it's so loud. It's like, I feel like I have to cover my ears, which I do usually. But my friend, Blurbo, he's been on a few videos of mine before. Me and him were going bowling before, and his dad is driving, right? And his dad apparently likes heavy metal, and I felt like my ears were about to bleed. He had it so loud. It was heavy metal. Oh my god, my ears are ringing the entire ride, and the entire ride back, while we were bowling too. Let me think of more stories to tell. What other life stories do I have that are pretty strange? I don't think I ever ran into a necessarily a Karen. Because I know who doesn't like a good Karen story, really? Like, let's be real. But I don't think I never really ran into a Karen. Let me think. Why am I struggling to think of a story that I have? I'll remember one. I told this story like last year on my channel though, but for those of you that haven't heard this story, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too crazy, but this one kid named Brandon, I've known him for a few years. He actually doesn't live too far away from me. Goes to my school, right? This happened like 2 years ago, last year, and I posted it on a story time last year on my YouTube channel, so you could go. It was through Fortnite gameplay and not Let's Talk Tyler Part 2. Tyler's Random Thoughts Part 2. But anyway, so what happened again? Oh yeah, so my teacher was we'll call him Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank was usually a really nice guy. Like, he was the nicest teacher ever. But Brayden, he was such a bad kid that he made Mr. Frank snap into two. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, so we were doing our math work one day, right? Just kind of casually just doing our math work. I was sitting next to Brayden, and I don't do good with loud noises. That's going to be important later in the story. So, well, not that important, but somewhat semi-important. So, Brayden was like not doing his work, right? And we've been doing it for about 30 minutes. And it wasn't like algebra, like x times 15. It was like, what's 5 plus 5, children? And keep in mind, we were in 6th grade, so that was easy. It wasn't like we were first graders and it'd be considered hard. We were in 6th grade at the time. So it'd be easy. And Brayden wasn't doing his work, and everyone was just breezing through it because, it was easy. And Brayden decides that, no, this is hard. I'm not doing what, well, he never really said it's hard, but he's like, no, I'm not doing this. And he kept, he wasn't doing his work. And Mr. Frank comes over, and he's like, Brayden, do your work. And Braden was like, I am. And 10 minutes later, Mr. Frank comes over to Braden again. Braden, you're still not doing your work. And he's like, it's called thinking of the problem. Have you ever heard of it? And keep in mind, I was sitting right next to Braden, and this is where Mr. Frank snaps. And so Mr. Frank starts screaming at Braden about how he wouldn't even let his own daughter talk to him like that. And like he shoves him outside, and he's like, go to the principal's office now. And he was screaming it, so like my ears were bleeding. I'm like, ah, ow, it just hurt. But anyway, that's all for Let's Talk with Tyler, or Tyler's Random Thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. You probably didn't. This was probably torture for you. And if you somehow made it to the end, you are brave. Bye.